Almost 15 million patients suffer from diabetes. It's not just about a technology transfer or a production, but it's a commitment and building capability for Bangladesh. Novo Nordisk actually managed to find and mimic exactly the same insulin that is manufactured in the human body. Bangladesh is in a unique position to be able to take the technology and produce world-class products. But I think it's a legacy moment for the country, Bangladesh, because it's the first time that we are doing a large-scale commitment to the patients with diabetes. And if you look at the Bangladesh prevalence rate of diabetes, it's almost 13% and almost 15 million patients suffer from diabetes. And looking at that huge unmet need, we felt the need to have sustainable supply of insulin products to the Bangladesh patients. And I think this Shabash Bangladesh is a milestone that will create and support this sustainable supply for the patients. We are doing this through a technology transfer to ensure that we have world-class insulin with the highest global standards and highest quality to be able to provide to the Bangladeshi patients. So therefore, I think it's not just about a technology transfer or a production, but it's a commitment and building capability for Bangladesh. And I'm very happy because many people think that Bangladesh can manufacture, but manufacturing at the highest quality and highest standard, I think is a great event, and that's why we are very proud. I think insulin is a naturally produced hormone in our body, and it's produced in the pancreas in order to manage the blood glucose. So whenever we have our meal, there is an increase in the blood glucose levels, and by taking insulin, it normalizes the blood sugar. Now, there are many ways of producing insulin. In the olden days, they used to take the insulin from the cows and from animals predominantly. But Novo Nordisk actually managed to find and mimic exactly the same insulin that is manufactured in the human body. And that's why it's called the human insulin, because it's almost analogous and similar to what is produced in the human body. Through those 100 years, we've been doing a lot of innovation over the years, starting with the animal insulin, as I mentioned, to human insulin, to modern insulin, and next generation insulin. But now we've also branched into beyond diabetes in treating obesity, women's health, and hemophilia, and so on and so forth. So for us in Bangladesh, Novo Nordisk was present in Bangladesh since 1957, and it was one of the first companies and presence outside of Europe that we entered in Bangladesh. So almost 70 years we've been present here, and we want to ensure that we continue the commitment and giving care to the patients with diabetes in Bangladesh. And it is the commitment that we want to treat these patients that is keeping us motivated to continuously drive. That's one element. The second element, I think, is Bangladesh as a country has also progressed quite a lot in terms of how you've developed the infrastructure, economic growth, but more importantly, have specialized in production technologies, whether it is textiles, but also for pharmaceutical products. And that also helps us to ensure that we continue our commitment to Bangladesh. I think for a population of almost 100 million, if you have 15 million patients suffering with diabetes, we really want to ensure how can we drive the betterment of their care. So what we have done in Bangladesh over the years is to establish infrastructure for treating diabetes. And I think we are one of the few multinational companies that have established treatment care centers. We have more than 150 diabetes care centers that we have established across the country. We work very closely with the Diabetes Association of Bangladesh and Burdam, the university hospital, to actually drive the network of care across the country. And that establishment of care and the need is now a role model and a gold standard quoted by WHO and IDF, which is the International Diabetes Federation and World Health Organization, that actually uses the Bangladesh model to replicate in other countries as well. I think there are three factors that we need to take into consideration when we talk about treating patients with diabetes. Diabetes is a chronic disease. That means you need to treat them for a long period of time. And with the level of complications, you need to have exactly high quality, the same efficacy, and same safety standards. That I think is the cornerstone of a good insulin, I would say. And Novo Nordisk, with 100 years of legacy, has been able to deliver exactly the same quality, same efficacy, and safety for those 100 years. And by manufacturing locally, we are also going to deliver exactly the same quality standards. And that I think is a big difference between our insulin and the rest of the insulins that are there, because if you are a patient, you want better health, but you need consistency. And that consistency is what we've been able to give. When we think about doing a technology transfer and establishing a production, most people think about big factory, big equipment, lot of processes and stuff like that. But behind all of that, I think is innovation and two, capability building, because we train every employee that is involved in the production technology through global standards, and we transfer this capability and technology to the people here, which means that Bangladesh can actually have more sustainable setup, not just for today. We moved from manufacturing human insulin now to modern insulin, initially with vials and now with pen fills and cartridges. And I think that innovation pathway will continue by transferring this capability to the future innovation as well. And that gives us the confidence that we can actually expand both into the region, but also beyond the region to probably other countries as well. When we look at treating 15 million patients with diabetes, today when you look at how many patients do we really treat on insulin products, it's a fraction of that. We maybe treat maybe 1 million patients. So there is a big gap in how many patients can access insulin. By locally manufacturing, I think we will be able to make modern insulin accessible to many, many patients. We will of course need the help of all the diabetes treatment centers and the Ministry of Health to be able to expand the access to as many patients as possible. The second area that you mentioned is affordability, and we want to ensure that the products that we manufacture in Bangladesh is cheaper and more affordable to the patients. I cannot reveal the number on how much cheaper it will be because we are yet to launch. By next month, I think our local team will be able to do an announcement to show how much we will make it accessible. But I think what I can confirm now is that it will definitely be cheaper compared to what is being imported today, not just by Novo Nordisk, but by any other company that can import into Bangladesh. So that way, increasing both accessibility of the modern insulins, but also making the product affordable, we hope to treat many more millions of patients in Bangladesh.